Good evening, all you Minties, and welcome back to another episode of Reelz Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, and my lovely co-host, the Uncanny Omar.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the beginning of March. That means it's time to kick off that birthday month. And whose birthday month? My birthday month.
Fine.
That's what we're doing today. No, not Amanda's. She shares her birthday month with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I know.
Yeah.
So I get screwed every time.
No, December 25th, the year zero. But yes, I am so excited to talk about some of my favorite movies. So what we're doing, this was Amanda's idea, and it was a wonderful idea to kick off this month. Every week we'll be putting a poll up where you all can vote on the next movie we watch. I choose like some of my favorite genre, whether it's sci-fi, maybe we'll do a little bit of horror, maybe we'll do fantasy, and then we watch the movie. So I'm very excited to hear her thoughts. And I went with the 80s. I had to stick with the 80s, right? I could have chosen 90s and we could have done Terminator 2.
Oh.
But I think there's just something really wonderful about the 80s era of sci-fi that stood out. So I even put some things in there like Cocoon. People were surprised about my choice for Cocoon, but
they really were, yeah.
I love that. I love Cocoon. Oh my gosh, that movie is so amazing to me. And yeah, Terminator's up there. People were surprised that Aliens wasn't up there, but Aliens is on a different list, believe me. But honestly, this movie kind of feels like Aliens though, because I think when it comes to Terminator 2 is oh yeah, well, I mean, Bill Paxton and what's his name? Lance he's a detective in this one. But Terminator 2 feels like sci-fi adventure, right? This movie here is like sci-fi horror. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
But I was a little heartbroken, not gonna lie, that RoboCop didn't win. And I think you were heartbroken that Buckaroo Banzai didn't
win. Because I'd never seen Buckaroo
you've never seen it
before
go back and
at all. And at least I've seen, obviously, so because I was born in 85, and someone earlier, James, asked, was Amanda old enough to remember what Terminator came out? No.
Way older. Way older than
I may have been conceived. Nope, I wasn't even conceived because I was born at the end of 1985 and only takes 9 months. So
thank you for that science class we just took.
Yeah, it's a biology lesson. Yeah, so for me, my first Terminator experience would have been Terminator 2. And I absolutely love everything about Terminator 2. So I was really excited to revisit this with Omar and get to see Linda Hamilton's origins, Arnold Schwarzenegger's origins in these roles. And yes, so like Omar said, we are going to be doing this about every week, with the exception of whatever week Shazam comes out, we'll do an extra episode because we have to do a review of Shazam.
Oh, yeah, we got to.
Yeah,
Terminator won. It won by a lot. We had over 1,500 votes, and RoboCop. Yeah, I'm surprised. RoboCop was second, but it was like 28% compared to like Terminator 44%. And I really thought something underrated might win, like Buckaroo Banzai, because I think there's so many reviews of Terminator out there that people really need to hear what we think. I mean, obviously, I liked it. I put it on my list. And there's reasons why I do like it. There's a certain charm to it. Is this a birds and bees talk? It is. It is. You never know what you're going to learn here.
I don't know. We've been having those lately on this show. But
oh, I love this, man. So I was the same as you, Ryan. I grew up watching Terminator instead of watching kids shows. I was watching this at 3 years old, copying the vulgar quotes on the playground and getting in trouble. I was the same way with horror movies. I grew up watching a lot of horror movies instead of like probably stuff I should have been watching. And I still watch some of the stuff I should have been watching. Happy birthday, Omar. Thank you so much. It's not until the 14th, but we're kicking it off. And today happens to be the 1st.
Yeah.
Yes, Terminator 2 is the best, but it's too long. Hate 2 hour plus movies. Oh my gosh, you do. I love them.
Doesn't feel like 2 hours.
Give me the director's cut.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I used to watch the, when it was out on basic cable, right? That's how I would watch it, because that's how in the 90s, that's how you watch things, unless your parents owned a VHS of it. So that's how you did it. I don't remember it being like, I don't remember that feeling long, and this doesn't feel long either, which is not as long. Its runtime is a lot shorter, I believe, right? Right.
Yeah, this one's shorter than the second one. The second one. I mean, but by the time the second one came out, I mean, Cameron was a name. Schwarzenegger was a huge name. So they were going to make that movie big, and it was huge. Here's how I feel old. I don't know if you know this or not. Maybe you do because you were on
Mhm.
together with Maddie. You remember what day Maddie was born?
In July. Was she born on T2 Day?
She was born on Judgment Day.
That's right, on Judgment
The
Day.
release of Terminator 2. She was born in 1991. So yeah, that was the day she was born. So immediately when I remember we were doing a panel, I was like, well, I just feel severely old because I remember being so excited for that movie. I was so excited for that movie. And, oh my gosh, just like that, man. I was like, what? You were born in 1991? Okay. I was almost in high school. Crazy. But yeah, let's talk about that. How are you, Amanda? I haven't seen you in a week. We took off last week.
I know, right? Yeah. We took off last week because I was at a work conference and also found out that someone I work with, it's a large company. We have like over 2,000 employees that I don't see every day because I'm virtual. But one of the employees that I work with also happened to watch this channel and has been watching it for 3 years. So shout out to Blake. Thank you for watching Near Mint Condition. That's really awesome. So I got had to deal with the lag of time travel, but going back in time, I was in Denver, so the time differences really affected me. And yeah, I was extremely tired last week, so I am recharged and ready to go.
Thanks, Lionheart. Even on my birthday month. On my birthday month, Lionheart, that's what we're gonna do. Thank you so much for 2 years. Yeah, I made my video, or that video was recorded last month and it went up today. It's been a hell of a ride.
A good ride.
Lots of hurdles, but yeah, completely worth it. All right. Yes, we started at 8:00. That's right. Yeah. We rented this movie, dude. You same, right? Because the youth don't even know what it was like, man. What is today? Amanda texted me going, "What's this movie or what's it on?" And I'm like, HBO. If this was the 80s, first of all, she wouldn't have texted me. She'd have called on a rotary phone. Hey, Omar. And I'd have been like, what? We got to go rent Terminator. Oh, shit. We need to reserve a copy of Terminator because they only have 2 at the local rental place. We didn't have Blockbuster back then. Keep in mind, Blockbuster's chains didn't come to Kentucky for until 1988, maybe 1989.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Kentucky. We didn't get Starbucks until 90.
We used to rent our videos from Farmore. If anyone has ever had a Farmore in their state, it's like a all-purpose store, like an early days of Walmart, but they had a video rental store in there. So that's where we rent all our movies. And then eventually Blockbuster.
Yeah, Blake's in that like button. He's already subscribed. My favorite thing is when Omar mentions how he had to hang tobacco.
Yeah, he's already subscribed. Yeah.
I had to hang tobacco when I was a kid to go and buy comics. That's a fact, brother. I was hustling. It's amazing how many comics in the 90s either copied teeth. Well, and then we ended up getting like a lot of the Dark Horse stuff, and we got the Terminator versus RoboCop comics because of it. So yeah, let's talk about this movie. Let's take it back to 1984. Is it when this came out? I was not living in this country at the time. As a matter of fact, the first time I watched this was in 86 in Spanish when it came on television.
Wow.
So, yeah, I didn't even understand that he was supposed to have this Austrian accent, right? That kind of is so iconic here. I'll be back, right? That didn't make any sense to me when people were quoting that until the second movie. But 1984, what month did this come out?
Oh, that's a good question. It's not on IMDb, so I have to look it up on Blockbuster.
I assume it's a summer. It was one of those summer blockbusters. I do know a little bit about the making of this while you're looking that up. Yeah. I knew that this was on a $6 million budget. I knew that they did not get permits when they were filming. So that's why there's a lot of nighttime shots in this movie. That scene that very ending scene where Sarah Connor's driving to Mexico and the background, they got pulled over by the Popo. And they lied. They were like, we're just students from UCLA. We're filming. We're doing a student film. There were times that they almost got in trouble for like whenever he's breaking into the car and stuff at nighttime because they didn't have a permit to film. That's all because they had to spend $6 million on Stan Winston, special effects. I can't wait to talk about that. Did you find out when the movie came out?
Yeah, October 26th, actually.
Nice. So it does have that horror feel to it, right?
Yeah, it does. I guess that's what they were going for. Not really summer blockbuster. But did that exist? Like, so when we think about the early 80s, was the summer blockbuster a thing by that point, at that point? Or was it more like the 90s where you really got the summer blockbuster? Or maybe like late 80s, like Back to the Future type?
That's 85. That's 85.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. But I'm trying to think
when. No, that is a good question because 84 also gave us like things like the Karate Kid. We had another Rocky movie. So maybe it was like the action stars and Conan, of course. Before this, we had Conan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. That's where they had to get Arnold from. And Cameron was not sold on Arnold at first.
When Predator
I want to say, oh my gosh, I think it was what's his name at first that the studio wanted to use. O.J. Simpson.
Wow.
I want to say O.J. Simpson was the guy that the studio was telling him to use.
Now, this is if that happened though. The legacy of these movies would be so different.
How different it would be. Well, I think like I always think of variants, right, in different timelines when I think of movies. Like there's a timeline out there where Tom Selleck played Indiana Jones instead of Harrison Ford, which is what the studio originally wanted. Now later on, what was it? Quigley Goes South, whatever movie that he made. That was like Indiana Jones. Yeah. All right. So Temple of Doom, Gremlins, and Ghostbusters came out the same weekend. Holy crap. Can you imagine being a teenager? Oh, that would have been so
How would you
awesome.
make up your mind to watch those movies?
So according to Zasmurf, the very first summer blockbuster, which makes sense, was Steven Spielberg's Jaws. That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
So it totally would have been different if OJ got the role. But but I always like the Naked Gun movies, so
but I guess when you think about the budget and James Cameron at this point wasn't really a household name, right?
Whoa, this aged badly. The studio rejected O.J. Simpson because they thought he was too friendly and could not portray a killer.
That did age badly
because he was too nice. No joke. That's at least what I've heard. That's funny. And Predator was released in 87. So go ahead, Amanda.
No, I was just saying. So at this time, like James Cameron wasn't that well known, right?
Nope.
And
after that big failure of Piranha.
Yeah. So it was, and then Gail Ann Hurd was the producer of this, which she's gone on to do a lot of amazing works. I mean, she was pretty much responsible for Walking Dead on AMC, for better or for worse. And when you see the feel of this film, it doesn't feel like at first a typical blockbuster or like summer blockbuster. It has a very like noir feel. And we could talk about some of the scenes, like one of my favorite scenes in this film, which is the bar scene. Like the feel of it, while it is an action film, it's not a friendly, like, it's not like to me, like doesn't represent like what we see as like Independence Day these days or Armageddon, like those big fancy summer blockbusters.
It's also the film they're using, right? Like,
that's true. It's different.
And keep in mind, this is a low budget, $6 million, a lot of money back then. That's the only reason, and the only reason that episode of Stranger Things season 2 got a pass, the Chicago episode.
Oh yeah,
because it had that grainy, dark feel from 80s. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason it got a pass. It was a horrible episode. So much so I don't think they even go back to that story. But
that season was mad.
You're right, like the way that was shot. And so what made you like that particular scene?
The bar scene. So what I loved about it is the way they shot it, and I have it right up here. Where's my bar scene? Because I thought it was so fantastic, but I can't find it apparently. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so what I loved about it is just the tension and build up with the song. I've never heard the song before. I looked it up, Burning in the Third Degree by Tahani Kane and Triangles. So I was like, what's this song playing in the background? Just between the song and the way you're shooting with Sarah Connor looking around, and Kyle Reese is over here and you see him, but then Arnold walks in, and just the perfect timing of he walks by and she's turned, and then when she turns back around and he's like gone and he comes back, and just that tension they build up is he going to see her? Will she escape him? And then of course all hell breaks loose, and then him and Kyle have to shoot it out, right? There's this thing about that tense, the whole scene itself that I just love the way that was shot.
Man, that's a really good a really good scene. The way that they had to trick the eye because of the limited budget.
Exactly.
Now, if you're not familiar with this movie, this is it's your basic time travel movie, but this kind of sets the standard for what time travel movies are, that whole full circle kind of story where you have the Terminator played by Arnold coming in to 1984 because he's got to kill the mother of the leader of the rebellion.
Exactly.
Sarah Connor. Now, back then he was using a phone book instead of the internet because it was 1984. So he's going through all the Sarah Connors in this town, and he's going and what eerie and like he has no lines. You don't know like his drive. You don't know exactly what's happening. You just know this dude appears naked, and he's going and killing Sarah Connors.
Yeah.
Then you see another guy appear, Sarah Connor. Oh my gosh, yes.
Are you Sarah Connor?
Dude, let me tell you. Anybody ever ask you for Sarah Connor? You say, hell no. She's over there. She's over there. And then you see another naked dude appear, and that's Kyle Reese. Now, one of my favorite things I've ever seen on the internet was that, look, Kyle Reese took a homeless man's pants, stinky pants, wore it, and still got laid. That means you got a chance. That means you got a chance.
That's your takeaway from this film.
That's their takeaway. And I'm like, that actually makes sense because that's always bothered me. He took some hobo's pants. He's going commando, so you know he ain't got no underwear. Yeah. And he goes through the streets and finds. So Kyle is like the human that they send back to stop the Terminator from killing Sarah Connor.
Yes.
And he's sent by Sarah's son,
John Connor.
So John Connor is the leader of this rebellion in the future that sends Kyle back. Now, of course, Terminator goes after her, and this is just a quick synopsis, right? And yes, they do have the horizontal mambo, I guess. And he turns out to be the father of John Connor.
Oh, yeah.
So John sent him back because he's always been in love with Sarah Connor, right? Like,
he
gave him a picture of her.
Yeah, he gave him her picture. And I think he was always leading up to it, right? I love how John knew this whole time, right? Because then we see at the end of the film, Sarah's recording and talking to her unborn son through some tape recordings. And she tells him about Kyle Reese. So he already knew. And he just told him that his father died. It's such a, time travel. It brings me back.
Well, and then he starts talking about multiple timelines. Dude, that scene where they're in the car and he's like, that was like one of the most intense, and I feel like the movie feels like this too, to this day. It is one of the most intense scenes where he's like, this thing will not stop. It won't sleep. It won't eat until it kills you. And the delivery and her reaction and the shots, and you're like, oh my God, this really is a killing machine. Because keep in mind, as buff and as freaking cut as Arnold is in Terminator 2, he ain't got nothing on buff Terminator 1 Arnold. He is huge in this is right after Conan. I mean, 1984, he is huge. He's huge in Conan. Or I mean in Terminator.
Yeah, he
looks freaking scary. He's got that freaking jacket on, like what you see in the background here, and you know. Woo,
but what kills me is that whenever he approaches people, no one seems that like put off by him, but he is a very menacing figure. But like the Sarah Connor that we see in that early clip, she didn't seem like completely put off by this man with sunglasses and this like leather jacket and no shirt under.
It was the 80s. Amanda, it was the 80s.
Well, and then the cop, when he walks in and he asks to see Sarah Connors, and the cop's like, she's just making a statement. You'll have to wait. And he says, I'll be back. And then he bursts in with the car. Like, if the guy didn't seem to like be intimidated by this dude at all. Does he just see that? Is that a normal thing where they live in 1984?
California. It's California, right?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, maybe
it's a normal thing now.
It's a normal thing now.
Bert, Michael Biehn. I had the biggest man crush on Michael Biehn growing up.
Kyle Reese, right?
Kyle Reese and Corporal Hicks in Aliens, two of my favorite characters. That dude was the dude that should have played Cyclops. If they ever made an X-Men movie in the 90s, Kyle Reese would have been my dude to play Cyclops.
What happened to Michael Biehn? Like, did he just not, I guess.
I think he started branching out. Like, he still did The Abyss. He played a villain in The Abyss. He's the guy that keeps cutting himself.
Oh, yes, I remember
that. He did a couple of, what was he on recently? We reviewed something he was in, and I was really happy to see him. He's a lot older, and he played a villain in that, too. I'm sure it will come to me later. But yeah, he was one of my favorites, man. I love that guy. It's weird to see him against Arnold, though, because Arnold's this huge freak. Like, how is this little dude gonna take? And he's a human being, right? And if this thing
doesn't,
he's
a Mandalorian.
That's right. He is a Mandalorian.
Yes,
which came back today, which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen it, and we forgot it came out. Please forgive us. He also is playing Ian in the 11th season of Walking Dead, or that already passed. But yeah,
so he's been Walking Dead. I stopped watching Walking Dead.
So did I. But
was he going to be Spider-Man when Jim Cameron? I don't know. I don't know if he had the build for Spider-Man. He definitely would have been in it because James Cameron also had a man crush on Michael Biehn.
But wasn't what year? When was James Cameron?
That would have been 1989, 1988, 1989. Oh. So before True Lies.
Yeah.
Definitely before Titanic, right?
Exactly.
Dude, Biehn kills it in everything. I'm serious. He was also in Planet Terror. I love that movie. We should review that sometime.
Maybe this month.
Well, I mean, we only got 4 weeks though.
I know. We have to do an extra show for
Biehn for Brainiac. Oh my God, him and Cyclops would be right because he can play a douchebag because you've seen him in freaking roles where he's evil, and he's got like the good looks and he's charming. Yeah. Oh man, he would have been perfect. He was Tombstone. That's right. He was in Tombstone. He was a villain in that.
Yeah.
No, but that's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of actually. I think I was thinking of Mandalorian.
Because that's something we recently reviewed, like in the last couple of years. Yeah.
Biehn, awesome in Aliens, absolutely one of the greatest characters. That's why I hate Alien 3, but I'm jumping ahead. Greatest movie. When are you going to review Eraser? That's also was that Schwarzenegger and Vanessa Williams, right? Vanessa Williams.
I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now you got me thinking. Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis, dude, that dance scene. Whew. My goodness. Where was I? Okay.
Yes.
Johnny Ringo. That's right. Han DeLorean. That's right. That was the character in Tombstone. All right.
So, yeah. I mean, Omar pretty much gave the synopsis. Obviously, Kyle Reese is trying to protect Sarah Connors at all costs. They fall in love, which was inevitable. They make a baby. Eventually, that becomes John Connor, who's played later on by Edward Furlong, and Christian Bale is the one who played him in.
He's played by different actors in every movie, including this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we see? I don't remember. Did we see John Connor?
There's a shot.
Oh, yeah, there's a guy. Okay. So we have back and forth. Like we go to the future, which was really cool. So what I really liked about the movie is the special effects didn't feel to me that outdated, right? It didn't feel like this definitely, I mean, maybe one or two pieces, but the way they did the Terminator's face as he's, coming apart when he starts getting attacked and they are on the run from him, and just a lot of the shots of the things they had to do, like even the scenes were in the future, right? What they had to make to look like the future. I mean, they even had a ship going off in the distance. I thought it looks pretty good for 1984. So I was fairly impressed with it. And it's Stan Winston, right? He's the one who did the special effects. Yeah. So
and they worked together until Stan passed away. But it's hard. 1984. The close-ups, shots. I mean, you're talking about a mechanical creature. It's weird. It's almost night and day when you compare it to T2. T2, keep in mind, had a bigger budget. T2, say what you will about James Cameron, but he was always creating the next thing that will make it available. I mean, the T1000, right? The liquid metal that was created. That technology was created for that movie, to the special effects, and then everybody borrowed it after that. And the same thing with Titanic, right? They made special cameras to go underwater.
Exactly, they did.
On the boat. But for this, they were limited to $6 million. So a lot of it had to be used on special effects, and there was stop motion. You can tell when the Terminator is actually moving, when he's completely burned, and they're at the factory and he's chasing her. It is still a creepy chase scene.
It is, yeah.
Lighting has dated back. How dare you?
The lighting. Oh, dude, I think the lighting helped.
And the score. The score.
Yes, the score is fabulous. Who did the score again? Who was the?
It wasn't Williams.
No, Brad Fidel did the score.
What,
right? Yeah, it is thunder, by the way. I thought that maybe like something fell over upstairs, but it turns out that was thunder.
Oh,
So
that's good.
Yeah. Yep. So if our internet goes bad, just remember, guys, it's
To hit that like button on the way
out. Second.
Hit that like button on the way out. He goes a long way, please.
Yeah. But
I'm
I think
sorry, who did the score? Who did the musical score?
Brad Fidel did the score.
Now I know when they originally did the test run for it, the score was too. What did Cameron say? He said it was too heroic. So what they did was take out a couple of instruments and kept the same notes and made it eerier, yet a little bit heroic.
Well, yeah, because they use like the synthesizers a little bit, right? And and if you're going for that, like I said with the bar, like just the general how everything's kind of dark, that noir feel, like almost like a noir detective kind of thing, then that fits perfectly with what they're trying to do.
The puppet scene when he's operating on his eye doesn't hold up so great. I wouldn't mind, but I think that was also the beauty of movies back then too. And I agree, it doesn't, of course, right? Like I think if you show a kid that and they've seen, I mean, Game of Thrones or something like that,
getting their
like,
eyes.
Oh my gosh, this looks so fake, right? But back then, what they were doing is they were limiting the time and the amount of time that you would see when the Terminator was actually cutting open into his metallic body, when you would see the robotic side of the Terminator. And that's a very smart thing. And also adds to the creepy factor of like how much metal is under there if you're watching it for the first time. So that like whenever he's cutting into himself, like when he's cutting into his arm, it almost, I hate to say this, but it feels like a special treat. You're like, oh yes, we get to see more robot. So it's really cool.
Less is more sometimes, and then something maybe that the future Terminator movies.
The last time Jim made a great action movie on a small budget, yes, and it was a miracle to get that budget. You know, it's really interesting. In the chat, people are mentioning the Harlan Ellison story that there was a lawsuit because it was a story from The Outer Limits. Now, Cameron, to this day, still claims that this idea came from a dream or a nightmare.
Really?
While he was overseas paying to go see the crappy movie that he wanted his name taken out of, Piranha.
Wow. I have to say, I've had vivid dreams, but none so like this.
Well, I mean, the idea maybe, right?
The idea, yes. That's an interesting dream to have.
Oh my God. Can we just go and let's just review Terminator 2 right now? Because I love that movie too. But
no, I was so excited okay with that. Mainly because Linda Hamilton, I think having her as the lead in this, I mean, you know, 80s hair aside, poor woman, poor anyone in the 80s, but she does such a good job of starting out as this, like, every woman, Sarah Connor's, like, innocent, just going about her day, trying to just do her job as a waitress.
Her friend got killed.
Yeah, and her friend just with her boyfriend, they're not doing anything wrong. Her boyfriend was a nice guy. He's nice as Sarah. They're two decent people. They didn't deserve to be killed by the Terminator in such a horrific way.
Well, I don't think any of the Sarah Connors did either. Like,
no, they didn't either. They're not. Yeah, he should have been more selective, but he didn't care. He just was sent there to kill. That's all he was sent there to do. But just watching her as she progresses, and then that like ending scene where she changes out and she's talking, you can already see the Linda Hamilton we're going to see in Terminator 2. Like that woman. You already start to see her by the end of it. I think that's fantastic. And how she just evolves within this film.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They should have more characters like that in modern day movies that evolve. They should do that. That should exist.
Correct.
Correct.
Sorry. Melanie's trying to find her phone, and I'm like, I'll give it a call. Ellison claimed it was 2 different episodes of Outer Limits that he wrote, but we all know how he was a bit of an over-the-top guy. He was, but oh my God, did I love his writing. He was over the top, but I miss him. He was a phenomenal writer. Definitely the older he got, angry old man. Cameron said in an interview, one of the inspirations was X-Men Days of Future Past.
That makes a lot of sense, though. That makes a lot of sense if that's the case.
I love that movie. Kyle Reese made her less innocent, if you will.
Yeah, I would say she never. I mean, she had a date that stood her up, but I would say she never.
Marty from Greece. I can kind of see that. T2 Sarah Connor is perfection. Man, Those arms, dude. I remember the first time we saw her when she's in the mental
with the
hospital.
white tank top. Yeah.
Doing the pull-ups. Dang. I mean, at the time, yeah, she was married to Cameron, right? They were together.
She was, yeah.
Cameron has
he has a weird history.
A tendency to date and marry the women that, because the girl from Titanic later.
Married her, yeah.
I think before that it was the
Catherine Bigelow, right?
Yeah, Catherine.
Yeah, the Hurt Locker. Yeah. Yes, it's very interesting indeed. He also was married to Gillian Hurd for a while too, the producer. They probably were married before Linda Hamilton, and yeah.
The first time I watched this was when my parents were out, and I snuck into HBO in the late 80s. That's awesome, dude. Was there ever a Terminator versus Alien comic crossover? Seems like it would be. No, but they did like a lot of Terminator and RoboCop. I'm trying to think of what else Terminator. I don't think it was a Terminator Aliens. Dude, the police station. That scene is where a lot of that budget went to. When he just comes in with a gun and just starts blazing up the place. Oh my gosh.
I know. And they didn't believe Kyle Reese. They thought he was insane.
Well, in the sequel, they still think she's insane.
I know. Oh, yes. It's crazy. But no, that was a great scene as well. There's a lot in here to love. I mean, even after all these years, you know, graphics aside, things like that, you know, may not age as well. I think just the pacing of the story, it was very well done. Just the way you go through the story, it doesn't seem to lull any. We get exactly what we needed from it. And yeah, it's a great film. I can see why James Cameron still makes movies today. Now I will say maybe Waves of Water was a little long, but that's a different story.
Hey, he's up on
I think he's eating his own ego right now, but that's enough.
Well, I mean, remember what I said about Harlan Ellison? You get that old man syndrome.
Yes.
Some people do, and then they get jaded. Why aren't people watching my movies? You know, Scorsese does the same thing, and Scorsese is also another great director. I love all his movies. Well, most of them. Happy birthday month. I want to thank you, DBZ All-Star. How are you, my brother? I hope my post today was not overly mushy. I just want you to feel loved and appreciated for being the amazing person you truly are. Let's turn 2 years into 200. Oh, am I still doing this in 200 years? That'd be cool. Thank you, brother. No, it wasn't. Oh wait, I gotta hear this story, Matt. I've kissed Linda Hamilton.
How? When?
What kind of kiss was this? Like a peck?
Peck on the cheek?
Or was this like a little?
Or was it a case of mistaken identity?
Was it her twin? Because doesn't she have a twin?
Someone said that earlier.
Matt, what if you made out with her twin? That's pretty good, man. I gotta hear that story though. Yes, there was a Terminator versus Aliens versus Predator comic. Oh my god, that's awesome. That got a bit Dark Horse, right?
That would have been a very interesting comic to read. I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, James Cameron believes weird stuff like testosterone is poison or something.
Break it to him, but his star may have been taking some extra testosterone.
Either Lance or Winfield's characters were supposed to come back in T3, I think, implying one of them lived at the. Well, I know that what's his name? The psychologist comes back in T3. He makes a small cameo at the.
Oh, that's right.
Of all places, I think it was the cemetery.
It's a weird place to make a cameo, but.
And James Cameron also said that we got to get people to stand up in movie theaters. What was it? It was some kind of weird thing about standing up in movie theaters.
Oh, he says something like that?
Oh, we talked about this. It was he said something about like people are tired of sitting on their butts at home watching movies. They want to come.
Oh, they want to go back to we were making a joke. Would they want to sit on their butts in a movie theater? Not if I'm going to pay AMC's prices to go sit in just a slightly better seat.
Yeah, well,
it's not worth it to me.
Terminator versus RoboCop. That was a freaking awesome comic book, man. Scorsese was correct. Movies like Rise of Skywalker are an amusement park rides. In this case, a bad park ride. Ooh.
One can say that.
What are your rankings for the entire franchise of Terminator, including the Sarah Chronicle?
I forgot about Sarah Connor Chronicle.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can do that. All right, wait. I gotta read this. Okay, I gotta read this really quick because I did ask Matt how he was making out with Linda Hamilton. It was a con after hours, true story, hand to God. All right, buddy. My friend, and that was not in the meaning, buddy. I'm just meaning, all right. My friend even took pics because your friend took pics of you making out with Linda. Okay, you know what? I would ask my friends too if I was making out with Linda. Now, not even then. How long ago was that? If Omar's still doing this in 200 years, then the universe will have corrected itself. Thank you. James Cameron also said to subscribe to this YouTube channel called Near Mint. Did he? Well,
thank you.
James Cameron's back on my good side again. Cinemark's lounge chairs are nice. Yes, they are. Oh, yeah. She survived the machine, but Kyle came from the future. Ryan, my dude.
Wow.
The maximum amount of cap. He said hand to God, man. All right, this is off topic, but I just rewatched your most wanted DC Omni videos. Thanks, brother. Do you think we'll get any more Omni announcements? Yeah, I think some more will come. I don't think we'll get like 10 or so a month, but I think more will come. All right, Amanda, let's do this. Everybody that has seen this movie, what would you give it out of 10? And ladies first. Amanda, Terminator 1 out of 10. Score, acting. Did you like Arnold as a stiff robot?
I mean, he didn't have to make any ice puns. So for me, that takes it a cut above the rest. Actually, this is a great movie. There's a reason why they keep coming back to this franchise, right? So I would have to give this a 9 out of 10. It's a great.
That is a high rating for Terminator. I like that. Okay. 9 out of 10. I think for this one, this is definitely one of my favorite, obviously, sci-fi movies. This is probably 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. It's great. 10 out of 10. I mean, Terminator 2 to me is perfection, but
oh gosh,
this one's 8.5. This is a great.
I always felt like I was biased to Terminator 2 because it came out in 90s, and that's when I was watching it as a young kid. Mm-hmm. So I was like, maybe I'm just biased towards that, but it is after seeing, Dark Fate, Genesis, Salvation wasn't terrible.
We reviewed one, didn't we? I can't remember.
We reviewed Dark Fate. The one where Linda Hamilton came out, yes.
I know, and they managed to screw that up.
Terminator, yes. Well, no, she was fine. It's just
the story was bad.
It was a bad story. And then he was Carl, the Terminator actually does kill John, right? And they had to de-age Ed Furlong.
I don't think it was him. I think it was a body double.
Anyway, yeah. So they had to do whatever they did. They killed him, but it's eventually becomes good, right. And he becomes Carl. I don't know. It was a weird storyline. It was
all right. So we got 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 from Atif. Steven gives it a 9. James at 8. Chris is 7. Love it. Brian gives it a 10. 8 out of 10 considering the time. 10 because Matt made out with Linda. Consider maybe 8.5. 10 out of 10. Wrong, Sarah Connors. Yes, 7.5. 9. This is a Conan out of Jingle All the Way for me. 8 out of 10. 10 is perfect. Ryan, you can't tell people what they can grade something. I'll be back. 9 out of 10. What about that line and how different it is in the second movie?
Oh, I know. I love it. Yeah. Well, I do like the way it's said in the second one, though. Like, yeah. So
8 out of 10. No, Ryan, T2 is 10. We've already talked about this.
You know what I would like to do now that we've watched this? It's given me the idea. I would really like for us to just both talk about and rank our favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Oh, that's so hard because I have so many.
I know, but I think it'd be fun. Like, where is he the best in the, is it him that makes that movie the best?
The best is when he's punching fucking camels and horses and Conan.
I just think that would be a lot of fun. I would like to do that. Let's consider that as a future episode.
I could do that.
And Chris Pratt's his son-in-law now, so that's cool.
Is it really? Is that what's putting Arnold on the map?
That's not what put him on the map.
Yes, rank the Arnold movies. How about we start with Terminator? All right, 7.5 out of 10. T2 is 8.5 out of 9. I can't even math that hard.
Yeah. Woo.
Twins is an excellent movie, by the way. I love Twins.
Yes.
Terminator creates an infinite looping paradox with Kyle Reese, even though Kyle says there are multiple Earths, multiple futures.
Yes.
So what does that mean? John Connor needs to exist to send him back in time, but Kyle Reese needs to go back in time for John Connor to exist. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Yeah, it's one of those paradoxes. Kindergarten.
Oh, see, this would be such a good. That would be such a good episode.
Naratuma. I was glad the Terminator killed John. That kid somehow survived the time traveling killer. Come on now. All right, man. Before we do the Arnold movies, though, you want to rank the Terminator movies? Gotta make sure.
I haven't seen all of them though. I don't think I've seen.
Which one have you not seen, dude?
I don't think I've seen Terminator 3. I'm pretty sure I've never seen Terminator 3.
Okay, that one's not bad actually.
And I actually have not seen Genesis either with Emilia Clarke, Matt Smith. No, that's Salvation. Genesis is with Emilia Clarke, Matt Smith. Like this is post Doctor Who, post her time. Well, not post Game of Thrones, but while she was in Game of Thrones, like at their getting to their peak parts of their career. I didn't see that either. So I don't think I can rank my Terminator movies because it ebbs and flows for me. When the reviews say they're bad,
we need to do, was it really that bad? Terminator 3.
Genesis.
Honestly, 3 had a lot of good things about it that I enjoyed. It had a really cool chase scene. Everybody was talking about the Matrix chase scene that year. But I thought, I guess that must have been, 2003? But I thought the chase scene in Terminator 3 was better. Not as cool because of the lack of music. And I didn't mean Matrix 1. It was the second Matrix. Was that Matrix Revolutions? Yeah. Right? I think so. Yeah. So it wasn't as terrible. So I think they got progressively worse. I did like the Sarah Connor Chronicles, though. I thought that was a good show.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that with Lena Headey either. Which I should because I love her.
She was Sarah.
Yeah, which is awesome. It's, she's great actress. That's a good choice, but yeah. But if I didn't know those four.
Terminator 3, I think by that time, Arnold 2003, how old was he? It must have been really hard to get into that shape. That's all.
Oh, and then he decided to run for governor after that, right?
Well, he won.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed Salvation. Which one was the one with Christian Bell?
That's Salvation with the kid who passed away.
He played Kyle Reese. He played
young Kyle Reese.
I like that kid. He was in the Star Trek movies, and he was in that.
And Charlie what is it? Bartlett or whatever. Charlie. Yeah.
Not the movie I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
But
what movie? Yeah. The one where he talks to dead people.
That one. That's what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, that okay. You're thinking about. Are you being facetious?
Anton
Yelkin. Anton Yelkin. That's his name. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Did you ever watch the behind the scenes where he's going off on somebody walking into his shot?
No. Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, you have.
No, I'm not.
Please tell me you've seen Christian Bell. Okay, you haven't seen it. It's just audio of Christian Bell snapping when he's having a scene with Bryce Howard.
Oh, really?
And somebody walks into his shot, he just goes off, and it's just Christian Bell going off on, I don't know who it was, a sound guy, a light guy, somebody, and he's like, we're trying to stay in the scene. You keep fucking walking into the shot. Oh, it's just hilarious.
Wow.
It's a meltdown. It's
I'm about to look it up. How does he still even have meltdowns and still find work?
It's Christian Bell. He's Batman.
I know he's Batman. I know.
Once you go Batman, man, it's all you need on your resume.
That's true. Yeah. But no, I guess if you would rank yours, what would you rank your Terminator flicks? I can rank them minus Terminator 3 and Genesis, which I think Genesis, given what I've seen, probably would end up low on my list. But
really?
I don't know. Have you seen the reviews? Have you seen Genesis?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
Okay.
It's Terminator. Even when I went to the movies to go and see them, I knew they were gonna suck, but I didn't care. Like I went to see that one with my brother. All right. So obviously Terminator 2 taking the top. Like it's not just the best Terminator movie. It's one of the best movies of all time. Like all time. Yeah. It doesn't. Oh my gosh! It ages so well. It's insane. What about you? Terminator 2?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just alone, I just always remember that scene. That is it like the future where she sees the nuclear blast and like everything
away?
Oh my god!
Dude, the Terminator crushing on the skull at the beginning. You're like, holy! How did they do that?
Yeah, it's.
The liquid metal, all movie is so good.
There's so many things that stick with you with that movie.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So after that, Terminator. So that's my second favorite.
I would say that, yeah.
And Rise of the Machines was the third one. So that's
okay.
my third favorite. Oh man, these are bad.
That would have done Salvation because that's the only one I've seen.
And Salvation has who in it?
Christian Bale and Anton Yelchin. Apparently, it cannot be high if you could not remember who the actors were, and we've been talking about this.
Because let me tell you, because Salvation, Genesis, and Dark Fate, all of them kind of like Genesis is the one that has what's his name from Avatar, right? Like the guy from Avatar.
Matt Smith. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You keep going with Matt Smith. I don't even remember. I don't remember him or Emilia Clarke.
I thought he was a Terminator or TI or whatever. I thought he was a bad robot.
TI? Wasn't he? All right. So you know what? I'm gonna go with Dark Fate after that because I had the Return of Linda Hamilton as my fourth favorite.
Okay, it makes sense.
All right, and then I guess Genesis and then Salvation. Maybe Salvation then Genesis. I don't know. Those were both bad. But honestly, probably after Terminator 3, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, that was a better move. That was better than the other ones. Bryce Dallas Howard, Omar's gal from Spider-Man 3, played John Connor's wife in Salvation. Yes, she is so pretty, so pretty. She was before that. She was in, oh my gosh, The Village. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village.
Oh, that is I know you're gonna hate it. That's my favorite M. Night Shyamalan film. I remember seeing that. My roommate Brian loved The Village. He made us watch that so many times. I was like, it actually is pretty good. And it was, the thing is, I actually read a young adult novel when I was in high school, and they didn't have like creatures and stuff, but it was this similar premise. This girl lived in this like colony, and she thought she lived in the 1800s but she actually was in modern day times, and it was like an experiment or something. So I was like, wow, this is a really familiar story. And then I had to go back and I was like, I did read a story like this. But yeah, so that's probably why I like it so much.
The best thing of The Village was coming out of The Village with my brother and my rank Shyamalan films. I hate that you all even mentioned that. Oh my god! Because let me tell you right now, at the very bottom for me will always be
The Happening. No, The Last Airbender. How dare you?
Okay, first of all, I haven't even seen The Last Airbender. But anyway, let's go back to The Village. So we're watching The Village, right? The Village. And you know the twist at the end. And I'm not going to reveal the twist for people who haven't seen it. My brother gets out of here, Manuel, and we're walking, and he's like, I thought he puts twists at the end of his movies. And I was like, what are you talking about? There was a twist that they were like, it's modern time. And he was like, oh, I thought they were just Amish people living.
Oh my gosh.
So he didn't even get the twist. He was just walking out of the theater with like, I don't get the twist at all. Oh my gosh, dude, let me tell you something. Everybody Hamza loves Unbreakable. I think I'm one of the few people that hate that movie.
You really should watch Last Airbender and you change your mind.
But I don't have an attachment to Last Airbender.
It's still a bad movie. Just the what
if I love it? What if I fall in love with The Last Airbender?
No, the dialogue is terrible. The acting is atrocious. There's no way he would like that film at all. Like, it's so bad. I've already told you how bad it was. Okay, we've already been through this.
Not gonna lie, I can't decide. Did we actually review The Happening for Halloween one year? Didn't we? Was it really that bad? Oh my god, we had so much fun with that review.
He's like, what? No.
The delivery of Marky Mark. Oh my gosh. How many of Oscar movies have you watched yet for now? Oh my gosh, the next week. Yeah, I think I've seen all but 2 or 3.
I haven't seen Triangle of Sadness nominated for Best Picture?
It better be, because it was a great movie.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that or the Fabelmans was nominated, right?
Which one?
Fabelmans, the Steven Spielberg biopic. Was that nominated?
You're the one that I'm gonna text you.
I know. I haven't been on it with the Oscars.
Which put me to sleep. What's happening? The
Fabelmans and Triangle of Sadness. I haven't seen those yet. But
what are the other ones?
Top Gun Maverick.
Hell yeah, it won't win.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It's a great movie. That might win, actually. Avatar: The Way of the Water. Solid.
Tar, which is
good movie.
Yeah, which is a good movie.
Really freaking boring, but I love that movie.
Elvis, which I was completely surprised by because Tom Hanks is.
Why is that even on there?
So weird, but Austin Butler is good.
No, he's good. It was just the way it was shot. Anyway, I have problems with that.
Well, that's Baz Luhrmann. All Quiet on the Western Front and Women Talking and The Fabelmans. And
I haven't seen Women Talking. That's the other one. So it's 3 of them I need to see. Is that on anything?
I don't know where you can see Women Talking. I thought it's on. Is it on Peacock?
Anybody talk about Kyle putting the dirty hobo pants on yet while wearing them? Yes, we did, brother.
You know, I do appreciate that now no one does time travel where we all show up naked. Can we I'm glad that's not
dude. I forgot to mention that. Did you hear what I said? They didn't have any permits. So that means Arnold was walking around naked with no permits.
Got arrested?
Right?
That's awful.
What's video on demand? Is that what that is? Women Talking?
Yeah, video. Yeah, you have to pay for it.
I haven't seen that one.
So. Yeah, it looks like you could only rent it or buy it right now. It's not.
Derek, I love Terrifier 2, but it could have been shorter. And oh my gosh, the main girl, the final girl in that movie. I don't know what else she's in, but I'm watching it.
Oh my goodness.
What? She's a great actress. What do you mean, my goodness?
Oh, she's a great actress? Okay. Good.
Great actress. What do you think I was talking about?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Obviously, the fact that she's a great actress.
She's a great actress. Apparently, it's supposed to snow soon here in Tucson, Arizona. I know, off subject. No, it's okay, man. You feel free to share.
On Arizona.
Tucson. What'd I say?
Tucson.
Shut up. You can see Arnold's dong. No, you can't. I looked and I paused a lot. Because every time I watch
didn't even pause. That's a weird thing.
Yeah, but he's not your type of dude. Not that he's my type of dude either. Right. Let me clarify. Not my type of dude either. But you know, I was gonna say if we're ranking Arnold movies, he did that. Never mind. But yeah, that dude. I don't like that dude. He did the what, Romeo and Juliet, right? And
he did, he did Moulin Rouge. So
not for me.
No, I just love Moulin Rouge because Ewan McGregor. Yeah.
Omar, why would you? I'm sorry, am I the only one that was curious? Learning more about Omar than we
aren't we all every day? That is the name of the show. Is what more interesting, deep, dark secrets?
I'm sorry, y'all live such a boring life. You don't pause when you could see possible dong by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Omar was thinking the video game. Thank you, Hamza. Hamza knows what's up. Arnold will have his first. Yeah, I heard that he was doing a TV show on Netflix. Arnold, I wonder how much they're paying him.
I wonder what's it going to be about? Because I love. If you guys haven't seen Tulsa King, it's another Taylor Sheridan on Paramount Plus.
Oh, Undisputed. You missed my spot so much. Dude, you ain't got to call me my love though.
Is he talking to you?
It's embarrassing, man. You're gonna get me all red and stuff.
You are. Face now.
You think he was talking? Okay.
No, I know he's not talking about me, not at all.
Oh, I mean,
no, he's.
Go ahead. What were you talking about earlier?
I was talking about, just talking about like old action heroes making comebacks and doing like good TV series. Sylvester Stallone in Tulsa King. Y'all should watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, that's another Sheridan universe.
Yes, he fires on all fronts.
Yeah, Mars VHS was crazy. I did pause a lot. Like, I wanted to know how movies were made. Like, that's why I wanted to watch RoboCop, to talk about the scene where the guy, Red from 70 Show, it's like, and he blows the crap out of, like, RoboCop's hand. When I was a kid, I was so just shocked, and I fell in love with movie making after. I'm like, how did they do that? How did they just blow up somebody's hand? It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen Avatar 2 aside from MCU movies. Then again, I don't have much interest in the Oscars. Yeah, I only have an interest in the Oscars if somebody's getting slapped this time around too. Yeah, security's up though.
It's all based on who's buying what and who's buying who, and yeah.
Maybe somebody's gonna smack Jimmy Kimmel.
It's starting to lose its appeal.
Yeah. Shout out Lionheart. People have different tastes, but I can't take Shyamalan movies seriously. I saw The Village in theaters and it was painfully bad. And the thing is like, I don't know why, but I still see his stupid movies. Like, we went to the theater to go see Old, and I knew that it was gonna suck.
You did?
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I know.
I know.
All right, easy now. You ain't gotta agree with me. I knew it was gonna suck, even though it was based on a graphic novel with a cool concept. It sucked. It was not good. But although the cute girl with the cute little accents in that movie, I love her voice. I don't know. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, the one
British actress. She was in that movie.
Last Night in Soho.
Yes, what a good movie that was. I like that movie.
That's a really good movie. Yeah, I love Last Night in Soho.
Oh, okay. Omar wants to know how movies are made. He wants to know if they're made with dogs. I ain't saying where I have people walking around naked about movies.
I did seek out a film in the early 2000s to watch of Ewan McGregor because apparently he was completely frontal nude and he is not circumcised. So I was very intrigued. So I remember doing that.
Why did you add that part?
I was a teenager.
You didn't have to add that part.
Yes, you do. That's the whole reason. It was for like that sake alone. I was like a teenager and he was like at the height of his Star Wars Moulin Rouge, and then he was Star Wars, and he was it. He was the hottie for me. Maybe not everyone else.
I think most people were probably after what's his face,
Hayden Christensen. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the gun store and asked for a rifle. Back in the day, if you hit the channel button on the remote fast enough, you can almost make out the lines of the. Yeah, dude, y'all bring back memories. I watched or I read an article on the most paused moments on VHS, where like, so they did like a survey of like all these rental places, right?
Yeah,
because they're right. What happens is when you pause, it starts straining the footage or the film, right?
Yeah.
On the VHS, and one of them I remember is Jessica Rabbit when she gets thrown out of the car, she spins, and it's funny because it's always been a rumor that she's not wearing panties. So I was like, I know that one. I don't know why they didn't do that one. And I paused Terminator a lot more.
Yeah, that's weird.
That says a lot about me. I don't know why. I thought that was what was another one? I'm trying to think of other ones too. I think one of them was Police Academy one with Leslie Easterbrook. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so I was like, man, I wonder if somebody's made a video about this. The most paused moments in movies.
I don't know, but I'm sure that there's someone who's done a countdown.
I paused Rescue Rangers to see Bill. Speaking of Bill, the most important thing we didn't talk about in this movie is
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton was in this movie, and
such a like not even a character that you would associate Bill Paxton with. Like
that guy on the right is also one of those character actors from the 80s. Like he plays a lot of villain roles. But Bill Paxton has been killed by a Terminator, a xenomorph alien, and a predator. That's rest.
At least
I love that guy.
Get killed on the Titanic. He just had to listen to an 80-year-old woman's story for like ever.
And you're right. The first printing of the Rescuers had a nudie pic in it. That's when Disney recalled those movies. So if you owned it on VHS, Basic Instinct, that was the other one. Thank you, Phil. Thank you for that. For me, it was the duck boobs and Howard the Duck. Oh my God. You know what? I won't say a word. I won't say a word. I won't say a word. Fast Times. Oh, Phoebe, right? Phoebe Cates. It's a good one. So does that say something more about men? Because the pausing is usually done, or not stereotypical. Men could be some women that are watching these and pausing these things. I'm
sure, yeah.
Blockbuster was the rental. Well, I guess men are more visual, right? Blockbuster was the rental place I frequented often. My family would visit every other week to rent movies and video games. Best of times. It's weird how we've gone. Kane, you just reminded me of like, remember how we complain about like sitting here for like 30 minutes trying to find something to watch on Netflix. But we physically did the same thing at Blockbuster or whatever movie rental store. You just go walk down the aisles looking at movies for about 30 minutes and then deciding on something.
Yeah. Times have changed.
Look. Matt is putting his money down on Phoebe Cates and Fast Times at Richmond High is the most paused moment.
There we go.
I like that Matt knows that. During the 1980s, almost every movie had nudity.
Yeah, was that before the MPAA ratings? Yeah, because that came out with Gore, right? Al Gore's wife is the one who, right? Isn't she the one who kind of instituted all that? Am I making that up?
No, you might be right.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Omar, how many times did you pause the Basic Instinct? I actually...
No, they've been out since 1968.
None, really, man. I'm trying to think. There was a spoof on that. Was it in Loaded Weapon, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon? New NMC series, Donghua.
But that we definitely could get that monetized.
Yeah, Bill Paxton's a damn good storm chaser. Dude, I love Bill Paxton in everything. Rest in peace. His brother passed away last year, too. My wife, she worked at this place with people with mental disabilities, and his brother was there. And she would always talk about how his family they were good people. And his brother, I can't remember his name. Ed, I think he ended up passing away last year.
Yeah.
Wasn't on VHS, my dude Justin, but for me, Jessica Alba in her underwear, Sue Storm, and whatever Fantastic Four movie that was. I forgot about that.
Why didn't the original one?
The Little Mermaid VHS cover. Oh, you're talking about the structures?
Oh yeah. Oh I know there's tons of videos out there that go into all the secret sexual things drawn into certain animated feature films in Disney.
Yeah, they always accuse Disney of that, like in The Lion King.
Aladdin had one, I think.
Aladdin had something whispered.
Yeah.
But I was super young, and I would have remembered until without this combo. It's what we do, Justin. We remind people.
Yes.
I think you got a fan.
I don't have.
Man, I sent you a MySpace friend request a couple weeks ago.
I don't have my MySpace anymore.
Was Bill killed or just thrown? He was killed. All right. When a Terminator throws you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gone. Yeah, I think that's the idea.
And he never came back in the second one. That's how we know. One of only two people that get killed by an alien, predator, and a Terminator. Who's the other person? Now I'm curious. Still miss renting movies. I always would walk up to the actual box instead of the movies. We all dickheads. Sorry, man. Apologies for our gender. What? Oh, from what I said earlier. From dusk till dawn. You know the scene.
No,
yes,
it's
have you not? That's one that you haven't seen, right?
No, I have not seen From Dusk Till Dawn.
Do you know anything about that
movie, right?
I hate that you know that part, but
I do.
That movie's amazing. That movie is amazing. Yeah. I love that movie. Almost as much as Undisputed Boyka Loves You.
Thank you.
MPAA ratings were all before the 80s.
Yes, yeah. 1968 is when they came in.
Tipper Gore did that. Oh, yes. Visiting Blockbuster was an experience. I legit got excited to go there. I was a simple child.
We all were. I loved Blockbuster back in the day.
After filming this, Paxton randomly ran into James Cameron at an airport. Cameron said he was writing a new movie. Paxton told him, "Write me a good part," and left. That became Hudson in Aliens, which is the greatest, most quotable character in Aliens. Oh my God, do I love that character. I know he gets on your nerves, but he's supposed to. Oh, great, man. Why don't we put her in charge? Game over, man. Basic Instinct. Yeah. People really like that one, huh?
Yeah, that's
Music Labels was Tipper Gore.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
Skinamax. It's no more. Smoke them. Showtime's the platform for that now. Or HBO. Selma is even more possible than Dogma.
And apparently,
and Candy Girl, that song.
Yeah. And Showtime is wrapped into Paramount Plus now. So,
which one?
Showtime is going to be fully wrapped into Paramount Plus now.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I know, because I want to watch Yellow Jackets and I want to pay for Showtime subscription.
Okay. Oh, oh, she was cute too.
I feel like this is going in a direction I can't follow, guys.
Yeah, Amanda. All right, let me tell you how you can follow. You've seen her in first of all, she was
no. I mean, what this is about, like causing movies to look at.
She was coming out of a birthday cake and saying "surprise," and then Steven Seagal was like, whew. But anyway,
that is very artistic.
So was Steven Seagal. She was in Playboy, but she was also in that Beverly Hillbillies movie. Did you watch that when they were bringing back like the old 60s shows into movies like the Brady Bunch and the Beverly Hillbillies? Yeah, she was in that. She played the daughter. She's a pretty girl. Yeah, Phil knows what's up. I'm surprised there wasn't a naked Batman in the 80s. Well, you can get that in Batman Damn #1. That's the Batawang. Is there. Coming soon at NMC Patreon only video.
Yeah,
Omar top 10 nudity movie. You guys are gonna be disappointed because there's gonna be a bunch of dongs, and you're gonna be like, I don't want to watch this. Omar's top 10 hidden dongs. Wait, you make one little comment and everybody just takes it out of proportions. Oh my gosh. Atlantis, the Lost Empire, or Treasure Planet? For most pause moment, or
you're like, would you prefer which one?
Amanda, you go ahead.
No, well, so I love both of those films actually, for different reasons. I think I like Atlantis more because overall I like all the characters more in it, and it's definitely, for me, we've quoted that more. I think I enjoy that one more. I do love the Goo Goo Dolls song for Treasure Planet though. I listen to that a lot, but it'd probably be Atlantis with Milo Thatch. Yeah, it'd be Atlantis.
I don't care if they ripped off Nadia, Secret of Blue Water. I still go with Atlantis. Michael J. Fox as the voice of Milo. Was that his name, Milo?
Yeah, Milo Thatch.
Yeah, and that girl, man, his girl, she looked good.
She was.
Diabolique, Sliver, Embrace of the Vampire, Eyes Wide Shut, Striptease, Dust Till Dawn, coming soon on Reelz Talk. Oh, you're talking about, okay, gotcha. Okay. Blockbuster, where I rented the terrible Sega Genesis game for the weekend and I played it. What was it? I want to know what it was.
You had to do it though, right? You couldn't just like take it back.
The adult movies at our local video store were behind a wooden saloon doors.
Yes.
Ours were behind curtains.
Same.
And like when I was a kid, you'd see like somebody's like your friend's dad walk out of there, right? You're like, oh, Mr. Thompson, how's it going? He's like, oh, hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, behave now. I'm like, I know what's going on back there. I did not, but I wanted to know.
Well, I mean, if I had to go with possible scenes, I mean, any scene in Magic Mike is possible to me.
There we go.
We
almost reviewed Magic Mike 3 instead of Quantum Mania.
Anything in Vampire Diaries when Damon takes his shirt off for me is icing on the cake. If we can go with that, that's good. I like that as well. Yeah.
See, this is a two-way thing, right?
We it is.
Right? Amanda
Holland takes off his shirt in one of the Spider-Man movies.
Let me get that. Let me go there. Most pause moments. Yellow Jackets is worth your time. She's the one that loves it.
Yeah, I've seen the first season. We had I think we had the subscription for a while, and then I canceled it because then there was something else I was really watching on Showtime. So I know they were talking about somehow. Hopefully, it's not like you have to. I know right now you have to buy it extra, I think. So maybe it's changing eventually.
Salma is naked and desperate. This is some really good, useful information. I don't think I caught that. Gary Busey is naked and under siege. I don't remember that one. She was in E.T. because it's the girl that he kisses. Elliot kisses in class.
That's cool.
Nice, Mr. Tex. Way to bring it back.
Oh, Chris Hemsworth in that movie where he plays like a Charles Manson type of character. Yeah, that's sexy. I actually made Corey.
Wait, go back. Where he plays a what type of character?
Like a Charles Manson type of character.
What makes it sexy? You need to clarify.
Yeah, he has a cult, and I think Dakota Johnson did it. Yes, it came out in like 2019. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Someone help me. What is this movie? It had Dakota Johnson in it. It had another male actor, but he was like a cult leader. And there's a scene where he's like dancing in the rain, and he just looked. Yes, Bad Times at El Dorado, something or other.
Bad Times.
Yes, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yes.
I didn't see that.
Well, I'll find you a picture.
I don't need it.
Oh, yes. Bad Times at the El Royale. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought John Hamm did it, Jeff Bridges, Dakota Johnson, and then Chris Hemsworth played Billy Lee, which is a version of a Charles Manson type of character.
These guys know.
See, there we go. That was a lot. Yeah. I'll show you. I'll put a picture.
Okay. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. I mean, if you want to, go ahead. Starship Troopers. Oh, that's right. What's her name was in that? She was good in that. You do have to watch that movie for a few times to get it all. The El Dorado, or not a Bad Times?
Yes, that you do. Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah, she was in Baywatch, but I never watched Baywatch. I don't know why. Everybody else seemed to. NBC canceled it after one season. Then it went to syndication, became the most watched show around the world for the next decade. Woo. Wow. Man, did you pause The Color of Night for Bruce Willis? Oh, yeah. Or was that, do you remember that one?
No, I've never seen The Color of Night. Bruce Willis isn't my jam, but I do appreciate his acting.
Not our jam.
Yeah.
And that was before,
everything that happened. Yes.
Everything that happened, right? I'm trying to watch a movie with Amanda. How do I win that? That is a Patreon tier.
That's the high. That's one of the higher
tiers. It's like probably $41.57, something like that. Just pay.
Yeah.
Just pay. Let's see. What else do you want to talk about? I feel like there was something else.
I was waiting for you. Everyone was really really into their.
Yeah, everybody was into that Chris Hemsworth picture you've been promising.
News, but yeah. So obviously we were missed a week, but a lot has happened. There has been some news, things that are apparently in the works now. We have to talk, I think, first and foremost, because the last thing that Omar and I did before I had to go on my work conference was review Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
So the last thing we did. Wow.
That is the last thing we did. Yes. And they suffered the biggest box office drop from first weekend to second weekend at 67.8%. So, we've talked about, obviously, if you've seen our show, you've seen our review of Ant-Man and the Wasp, me and Omar. So, for Omar, what does that say to you? Like, for Marvel movies, they obviously, large movies like that, they always take a drop, right? Because everyone tries to see it the first weekend. But for that significant of a drop, that means that no one's seeing it a second time. The word of mouth isn't bringing people who may have wanted to wait till the second or third week, like not really big fans of the MCU, but just want to go see a movie. So what's
something else open up? Did something else open up?
No, it's still number one. It just dropped drastically.
Okay, well, so two questions. Number one, we're talking about Ant-Man. So those Ant-Man movies have never really done.
No, they haven't.
Magnificently, right? Like magnificently. But so what does did it make its money back? Are we talking, was it only
made $105 million its opening weekend.
Domestically or
domestically.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sure it'll make its money back, right?
It will make its money back, but when you consider what is successful in terms of an MCU film, it's definitely on one of the lowest ends there.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and also there's the same thing. I guess I talked to Omar about how the writer of Ant-Man and the Wasp was really depressed when he saw a lot of the reviews and the negative feedback. And he at the time was depressed. Now he said, but then I saw the audience score and I was like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, no, maybe the writing needed to have a little bit more work.
Well, I think it's okay. I mean, the thing is with reviews and drops like that, though, sometimes you need them to get the message right. Well, we need to. This isn't working. We need to do things differently.
Yes.
People are saying Coca-Cola Bear came out strong, which I want to see.
It did. Yeah, almost. I do want to see that as well. It almost beat out Ant-Man, but it didn't. It's interesting, right? Because they always drop after the first week, but this is the first movie of the fifth phase. They really needed, I feel like they should.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Are you saying, wait. I'm so sorry. This just what?
Okay. Yes, he is. Yes.
What else has he written though?
Jeff Loveness. So he was previously a writer for Rick and Morty, I believe, if I remember correctly. He did win an Emmy for an episode of Rick and Morty as well. But as far as other credits, did he write some for The Office? He's definitely was a comedic. He wrote for Jimmy Kimmel. He wrote for Jimmy Kimmel's Oscar special in 2017. He's written for The Office. He is most known for Rick and Morty. He's done a lot of comedy.
So Ant-Man 3 was his first live
action, full feature.
Well, how is he in charge of writing the biggest freaking Avengers movie? I mean, this is going to be the biggest Marvel movie. How did that happen?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But and I'm not knocking anybody that comes from comedy, because we have the same thing with the oh my gosh, what are they? What are the names?
Peele. Yeah, with Jordan Peele. Are you talking about him coming
no,
from?
No. The guys that did Avengers Endgame.
Oh, you're talking about the Russo brothers. Yeah, I mean,
they came from
right?
comedy, right? With Community, and they knocked it out of the park. So I'm not knocking anybody. I think it helps to be writer director though. So oh my gosh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not hating on Kang Dynasty. I mean, he could develop his writing and it could be great. And
clearly, because he wrote Kang the Conqueror, and I guess that's why they're wanting him to write this. And I know he teased Namor being in Kang Dynasty, which, I mean, we all knew we were going to see Namor again, but
so Namor's coming back.
That's the rumor right now, is that he's going to be back in at least Kang Dynasty.
All right. So we need to talk about something really important right now. Creed 3 dropped. So I think it comes out March 3rd this weekend. Yes. And I will go see this because it's my birthday month and I love these movies. Yes. The problem is that I also feel like that too, Louise.
Yeah.
They dropped Stallone. Now, Stallone in the past has said he's done with the character. This will be the last time he's playing Rocky. But it does hurt that he created these characters in this legacy and he was dropped. But damn it, do I love Michael B. Jordan and what is the gentleman's name that's playing his friend /
Jonathan Majors, who plays Majors.
Yeah. I almost said Winter, so good thing I asked. And the only review that counts is my buddy Chris, who shares the same taste in movies that I have. He went to see a screening of it in Hollywood, and he was like, "Dude, this is the most anime like boxing movie you're ever going to see." And that he's like, that's all I'm gonna say. Go and watch it. You're gonna love it. So now I'm like, oh, because Michael B. Jordan is a big anime fan.
Yeah.
His outfit in Black Panther was a Vegeta like outfit. He's a big anime fan. So I'm curious to see how he borrows that stuff. AKA Killmonger versus Kang, right?
Yeah. That I would all be for Michael B. Jordan coming back to the MCU at this point. That would be great.
I think a lot of people would be happy with that. Yeah. Omar, please tell me that the Rocky movies are up for review for your birthday. We should do a poll of like Rocky movies.
Yeah,
like what I'm one of the few people that love every Rocky movie, dude. I even like 5, and people hate 5. 5 gets a lot of good lines, man. 5 gets a lot of hate. Now, nothing to me beats 4. Like one is a perfect movie. One is one of those perfect movies for me. But 4, the soundtrack, oh my god, he's pulling a truck through snow. Oh, I love that movie so much. He said he was inspired by anime for this movie.
Yeah.
What's
There's
up?
a lot of articles on his talking about his inspiration
for the Rocky 5 wasn't. How dare you? I actually like Rocky 4. I think it had some good merit. Creed 3 most pause moments for Amanda. There you go, girlfriend.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Him, Jonathan Majors. I'm good. Yeah.
Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely co-wrote 6 MCU movies and haven't been seen since Endgame. I wonder what's going on, why they're changing things up.
Well, maybe they wanted a break.
Oh, wow. I actually like the score.
I do like Ludwig Göransson. I like that composer too.
And this is Michael B. Jordan directing it, right?
Yes, he's directing it.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. Really. Rocky 4 introduced us to Mickey's robot life. Leave her alone. They cut the robot from the Stallone cut when he went back to recut it. The
did they really?
Last year? Mm-hmm. They cut all that. He hated that thing.
Yeah. Well, then they did.
Oh, are they doing the Steelbooks at Best Buy? Yes, he is. He's a legit big fan, even though he says Naruto.
Naruto.
Hey man, he's busy making movies. It's okay. I like him. That kid, ever since he was in The Wire, man. And we really did need to go see that Coca-Cola
movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack, dude. I've got the soundtrack signed by Vince DiCola, who did the that did the soundtrack for 4. I love that soundtrack. It's amazing. Yeah, the producer's cut, which was Stallone cutting each frame. Like it was a good cut.
Yeah. The new composer is a guy named Joseph Shirley, who's previously known for Tenet, The Book of Boba Fett, everyone's favorite. The Mandalorian. He was a score programmer. Trolls 2 World Tour. Venom, he was a score programmer for that, and Black Panther. So I guess I'm not surprised that he's on this one with Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. That now it makes sense a little bit. But yeah, he's done some stuff.
Okay, I'm in. Yeah, I'm excited to see it, and I do want to see the Bear movie.
Yes,
so
I know.
Best Buy's releasing the steelbooks every week. I'm curious about those. Okay. I'm not even gonna read that one. And Superman 4K steelbooks are coming too. Are they doing all of them? Torsten, he did Trolls 2, and they were fantastic. My buddy is he's one of the producers on that movie, on Trolls 2. I've yet to see it. I'm a horrible friend, but I'm glad that you liked it, Torsten.
Oh, I watched it because it came right out on streaming. Because of that was
during the pandemic. Oh,
yeah,
it was a huge hit for them.
Liked it. Yeah, it was. They needed that. Or well,
yeah, he works at DreamWorks, and it was a huge hit for them. So much so that they went ahead and greenlit like Trolls 3, and I can't remember what else he said. I can't say, so I won't say anything. We know Vince DiCola's best film score. Yes, we do, and that is Transformers the movie. Omar, if you could get Walter Benazet, his huge Walter. Man, who is that?
Walter Benaziac.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. Talk to you and Amanda about the Rocket movies. That would be amazing. I love that franchise. I do too. Trolls or Troll 2, the greatest movie. Did we review Troll 2? We did review
that is
Troll
the one
2,
we
right?
reviewed. Yes,
I love that movie.
Fantastic in all of its horribleness.
Amazon has the Superman films, the first 4 and the Donner cut, up for pre-order in 4K as Steelbooks exclusives.
Yes.
Scream 6, followed by Shazam, and then April, Evil Dead Rises, which I'm really curious about.
Yeah. So another thing I want to talk about, because
what do you want to talk about? So I have a lot of screenshots we haven't used here.
I know. So this is an interesting. I was not expecting this. I guess maybe I should have expected it, but so we already know Amazon. Okay. Well, we were going to talk about how Ben Stiller apologized for Tropic Thunder. And he should not. That is a fantastic film, and I think the way they did everything, made sense. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so apparently Warner Brothers is going to be creating. Hello, Alex. Another Lord of the Rings franchise movies.
Fake fan, Josh Greathouse. Oh my gosh, another franchise of Lord of the Rings. Did they not watch The Hobbit?
Yes, and apparently Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh have nothing to do with it.
Oh, that's always a good sign.
Yes, and it's still.
Well, I mean, they did have something to do with The Hobbit, so I don't know.
I know, but they are still. Yeah, I mean, but Kevin Feige doesn't have all great hits under his MCU belt either, but it's fine. So yes, they are going to be exploring elements of Middle Earth, apparently focusing on the Third Age. So we'll see stories come to theater. They're trying to build like a Star Wars like universe with Lord of the Rings. I don't know how I feel about this because we also have the Rings of Power, which came out to so reviews from audience members and critics alike, and they own some rights. I guess Warner Brothers owns other rights to make movies, and they're not obviously going to connect because they're two competing different studios. So they are looking at expanding the brand and trying to build. I don't know if they're going to redo Lord of the Rings, the actual trilogy. I hope to God they do not. I mean, I guess if they
did you say remake it?
Yeah, like do like a new version. I hope they do not.
I hope they're just gonna time, Amanda. We got better technology now.
Doesn't matter. We got better actors. It still holds up. I mean, yes, maybe when Legolas is, doing his thing on the elephants. Okay, that looks a little too CGI for my taste.
It's rough in some of those spots, but
it is. Yeah.
I don't know. It's been 20 years, right?
It's been 20 years.
20 years. Let me say that again.
2001, right?
Years. 2001, 2002 was the Twin Towers. 2 Towers. And the Return of the King was 2003. It's been 20 years.
20 years.
Now, those movies were filmed back to back, but
I'm old.
For them, it's been over since 2000, so it's been over 20 years. I mean,
yes.
If they were, even if they were 25, 30, they're 45, 50.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I saw that Aragorn's the same age or actually older now than Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
When he started playing Gandalf. Yeah.
True.
All right. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jack Ferry.
Yeah,
if they ever made another Terminator film, in what different direction could they take the film series as a whole?
That's a good question.
Man, it's been tough because they've tried. They brought back the original cast, Linda Hamilton.
They did in Dark Fate.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton, right? Not Linda Carter. I don't know why I said Linda. Okay. And Arnold, right? They've done CGI to like do a body double for Arnold. And to make that Terminator look like Arnold's face. Mm-hmm. So they've tried. It's not for lack of trying. So I don't know what, I mean, you would have to focus on the future maybe?
Yeah.
Which is kind of what that
Salvation did.
Yeah, what Salvation was trying to do.
Yeah, it was in the future where John was already starting to lead the resistance and a young Kyle Reese. I mean, go further, right? In the future? Maybe even... if the war ends, or what does that mean? I don't know. Like, they have to think of something instead of I guess the appeal of the original two, Terminator 1 and 2, is that time travel piece, right? So if they take that away, which they have done in the past, is it still Terminator? I guess it could be. I don't know. It's an interesting premise to try to continue on that franchise. And I think they've been holding off because Dark Fate did not give them what they were hoping. I think they were hoping nostalgia would go a long way. But
I mean, even getting Arnold and Linda Hamilton, that did nothing, unfortunately. So,
yeah,
I saw that the creature from the Black Lagoon, the gentleman Rico Browning, passed away, 80-something years young.
Yeah.
Was it really that good for the episode, or was it really that good? That's a good idea.
Wait, but which was it really that good episode? Because there could be so many of those. Yeah, I did. Yes. Wait, what did I give it when we reviewed it? Did I give it a 7?
Just holding back negativity about Rings of Power. Just kidding. Bert's good people. Bert joins our book club every month. Undisputed Boycott just giving me $1. I said $47.50.
Yeah.
Man, you want me to post your number on? My phone. Yes. Please put your phone number down here. We will be texting you later tonight. After I've had another beer.
PVZ All Stars. They can do post-apocalyptic movies. Yeah, like, the same thing with Star Wars, right? We don't need to keep focusing on the Skywalkers. So why do we have to?
And they haven't been, right?
You know about Star Wars?
Yeah, and they haven't been.
Well, in their TV shows, their movies keep coming back to the same.
Well, the next one, I thought the next one was going to be
Skeleton. No, that's a TV show. Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. At this point, do a reboot. Not sure where else they can take it, right? Because you can't. It's not like you can get the. Arnold's not going to come back. He might do a voice or lend his likeness.
He could. I'm sure he's paid off something.
Let's see here. To get back on topic, wasn't there a thing in the original script where Reese went back in time with another guy? Yes. The other guy was supposed to be the materialized into the railing or something and died because it went through him. Yes, that was in the original script. There was also the idea of liquid metal even back then, but they couldn't do it because they were limited to the budget. A Terminator goes back in time to kill Sarah's great-grandfather in the Wild West. Oh, actually, that's not a bad idea. Why stop at her? Why not kill the lineage off earlier?
Yeah.
Kind of like what Predator did with Prey. And I thought Prey was phenomenal.
Yeah, where does it originate? Her lineage. That could be interesting.
Did you guys ever see the movie The Terminator?
Yeah.
No. I've seen The Terminator Dark Fate. I never got into Star Wars much because I'm not a fan of a period piece film. John Cena for the new Terminator. I don't know. I think he's kind of big now, right? Like you would have to get somebody
out
of, I don't know. I really don't know how much UFC or wrestlers are making this now.
I don't know, but they could always, maybe Conor McGregor needs like a job or something. I don't know.
Conor McGregor as a Terminator?
I don't know. Let's just crazy things have been said. He's too scrawny.
No, not scrawny. That man,
he's big.
It's just he's wiry. Like he's all over the place.
He's not fly.
I think you would need somebody more like somebody bigger, like John Cena. That makes sense, right? Body type.
The Rock would have made a good Terminator because he only plays.
The Rock would have been great, but he was too big. He only plays
one actor, like one character, The Rock.
Yeah. Arnold is going to star in a movie called Fubar. Maybe he needs a new Terminator movie.
Maybe he does.
Prey is the right way to handle continuation of a franchise without rebooting or retconning. Absolutely, because it could still take place in the past. Terminator goes back in time and gets caught up chasing Doc Brown in the movie Terminator the Future. Oh my God, I would love another. I mean, there's no way it could happen, but another Back to the Future. Will there be a movie about the origins of Omar's omnibus collection? I'd watch that. Be quite boring, but I'd watch that.
Watch your own movie about your own collection?
Why would I not watch my own movie about me? Yes, of course I would watch it. That's get the guy from Shang-Chi and Creed 2. Shang-Chi and Creed. Who's in Shang-Chi and Creed 2?
The guy with the arm. The guy missing the arm.
Oh, Razor Blade or
that guy. I don't remember
whatever his name was.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Razor Blade, not Razor Blade. Razor Fist. Maybe the Terminator couldn't go back too far because Sarah and the creator of Skynet had the same ancestor or something. Ooh, and then he can have a crisis of conscience and sit there and think about things. Snoop Dogg as Terminator. Sure. At this point, sure.
So funny.
No questions. Only love what you do. Thank you so much, Dawn Production. That is so nice. Thank you. How about Alan Richson from Jack Reacher? Oh, have you been watching the new Jack Reacher series?
No, I have not been watching that. I
heard it's really good.
I should watch it. I know Corey watched it, but
Have you seen Poker Face?
I did. Yes.
How far did you get?
Not that far. I only got I think I'm for 2 episodes in, but that first episode was, I liked the way I don't want to spoil anything for anyone else, but I like it.
So I'm in episode 7, so obviously I like it. And
yes.
I've never been a Natasha. What's her name? Natasha something.
She's not Richardson.
She kind of gets on my nerves in every role that she plays because she plays the kind of same character.
She does.
But I like the writing. The writing can be smart, even though it's predictable and formulaic. And you'll see when you watch every episode, it is very formulaic and it is very predictable, but it is a really good show.
Yeah.
1923. I'm not going to spoil it, but I was disappointed in the season finale. Like, it didn't feel like a season finale to me. I thought, what? That's it?
I thought we had one more episode. I thought it was 9 episodes, so I was shocked when it was like, nope, this is it. This is the season finale. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait, what?
Yeah. I love the show. It's a great show. It's still one of my favorite shows this year. But,
Guess why we're getting a season 2. Mm-hmm. It makes sense with all with all the weird legal disputes and rumors with Kevin Costner on the original Yellowstone going on right now.
What's the rumor? What did Kevin Costner do?
So there's so apparently him and Taylor Sheridan have not been agreeing on things like Kevin Costner's shoot times and how often he shoots and when he shoots and things like that. There have been some discrepancies. I guess where he wants like control over certain things like script and stuff. And now there's talks of apparently Matthew McConaughey coming in and taking over. I thought
Matthew McConaughey was going to be playing a different character in another time.
That's what I thought too. But there's just, it's a crazy time and no one's really saying anything on it. Like, no one from Kevin Costner's camp really talking about it, and Paramount's being, pretty mum and just saying, everything's just rumors, but there's some stuff swirling around.
Don't spoil her, please. What? No, the episode was great. It was just that he was
expecting some more time.
Like, that's not a big cliffhanger, and I don't want to.
Now you owe him money. Oh wait,
who do I owe money?
I mean, I'm sorry. I was just spoiling the. wait till next season to see if they pay off their debt in a year. Like that's
I
like
was like, what are you talking about? Who do I owe money? Heard Costner wanted the show to take place in a world. Dude, Kevin Costner, I love that man so much that he is the only Robin Hood that doesn't have to have an English accent, and I still buy it. I love Kevin Costner movies. A Perfect World is one of my favorite, like top 10 favorite movies of all time. Waterworld and Postman get a pass, but whatever. Robin Hood, I love that movie. Field of Dreams, oh my gosh, I love Field of Dreams. And
Kevin Costner.
And I'm one of these guys. Everybody's like, oh, Tombstone's the best movie. And I'm like, I actually liked Wyatt Earp more. I'm a weirdo. I love Wyatt Earp, which came out the same time. And it's the exact same story.
Yeah.
But it's not Kurt Russell. It's Kevin Costner. Tombstone was a cooler version of the movie, though.
Wyatt Earp or?
Of Wyatt Earp. Oh, absolutely. It was faster pace, had better lines.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Johnny Ringo.
And Val Kilmer. That, those two, they helped me.
Oh, Kilmer was great.
Yeah.
Man, that line where he was like, because he's my friend. He's like, so? I got lots of friends. Yeah, well, I don't. Oh my God, I love that line.
See? It's so great. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not downplaying it, but like I said,
yes. Louise, I think the Terminator attraction at Universal Studios has actually been replaced by, is it a Shrek?
It's something else now.
Is it Shrek or Minions? It's one of those. It's Shrek or Minions. One of those things that Universal, I think.
Kevin Costner's made 3 baseball films, and 1 golf. Golf was 10. Oh, what was it? All right, Bull Durham. Field of Dreams. What's the 3rd baseball film?
It's the one that came out recently.
Oh, it's
not.
What is it called? What's it called?
It's not Game Day. I thought it was Game Day. Is it not?
It could be. Dude, was it really that loud?
Yeah, Draft Day. I'm sorry, Draft Day.
Good. And it was Tin Cup. Thank you. Dude, was it really that loud for the movie Drumline?
Oh, you're speaking my language. I love that movie. Even if the kid has like 100 kids, it's that movie hits on so many levels. Oh gosh.
Cannon's in that movie?
Yeah, he's the main character.
Oh man, somebody needs to stop that guy.
He's a really smart, he's like really good at playing the drums. We never learned to actually read music. He just knows how to pick up a beat. And there we go.
Nobody should trust me, dude.
And Zoe Saldana's in it, and she's fantastic.
What's up, BJ Kicks?
Oh, thank you.
How you doing, brother? Drumline is great. Wait, Drumline was directed by Sam Raimi, or what's happening here?
I didn't know that.
No, there's no way Drumline. I've seen it. There's no way it's directed by Sam Raimi. You don't think you could trust me over what, man? I said it was a good episode. I just didn't like. Oh, Wyatt Earp over. Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I'm trying to send you a picture of me on here. Give me a smash or a pass. We doing a live Tinder? What's happening here? He needs to wrap it up. What's he wrapping up? Taylor Sheridan needs to wrap it up?
No, Nick Cannon.
Oh, wrap it up, yes.
Yeah, no, Sam Raimi did direct Drumline.
I was going to say, Gamora looked good in Drumline.
She did.
Okay.
Yeah,
she was in Drumline. That's right. Mm-hmm. Costner was also in The Untouchables. One of the greatest films ever made. I love that movie. It's got a beautiful score by Morricone. I love that score to this day. It's a great movie. That was almost one of the movies I actually put for a poll to do. Speaking of poll, what do y'all? Okay. What's going on here? 10 things I hate about you. Saved Humanity. Wow.
Great movie too, Drew B. I don't know if you're just playing to what I like, but
I didn't say I didn't like Tombstone.
I like Tombstone.
I just chose Wyatt Earp over Tombstone. Gamora looked good in Star Trek.
Can we just say she looks good in everything? She even looks good as a blue person and
a
green
person. She does look good as a blue person. So does Sigourney Weaver.
She looked good as that random pirate in Curse of the Black Pearl that was only in that movie.
Those movies were so bad. Those were movies we should do.
Yes,
really bad? Dances with Wolves. What a phenomenon. That was a good flick. That was Avatar, long before Avatar was a thing. Or maybe that's just the story. Bring It On. Yep, Kevin Costner was in Bring It On. Wait, are we still talking about Kevin Costner movies?
No,
guys, we're talking about my birthday month.
Fantastic movie. It really is.
Untouchables was also the term for adult comic book fans before 2000.
I like that. Very nice.
I don't like that at all. Can't Hardly Wait was robbed for an Oscar.
Okay, now I think he's just kidding with
Wait,
me.
that's like one of Amanda's favorite movies. Like,
Well,
Amanda
only
loves.
because the main character is called Amanda. No, I do like that. Yeah.
You love that movie. That's your generation, right? Because I know
that's
it was after I was out of high school, so you were probably in
I was
college.
a preteen teenage girl in that generation. So yes, those movies were made for me. Essentially, me and my friends.
Oh, I don't know about that, Josh, dude. You need to watch more westerns.
Yeah, there's some really good westerns.
Like, there's some great westerns out there.
I just showed my daughter.
Solid.
I just showed my daughter Fern Gully because it's on Tubi, and so are a lot of old animated things from the 80s that you will not find anywhere else. So I was like, oh, I need to watch some of this stuff. But I showed Lyndon Fern Gully.
Dude, Phil, I agree with you. Man of Steel. Actually, I don't mind Man of Steel that much. People hate it, but I didn't mind it as much. But dude, Costner still delivered when like Clark's like, I just want to be your son, and he holds him and he's like, you are my son. He's got like tears running down his face. That was beautiful, dude. He did solid. Gravity was Avatar before Avatar.
No,
correct. Melanie's got that what was his name? Batty? Robin Williams character? Yeah, he's got that rap memorized.
Yeah, that was him just trying out for the role of Genie at that time, probably.
It is Robin Williams. He don't try out for anything unless it's the Joker, and then Jack Nicholson comes on board and they're like, sorry, Robin, Jack's gonna be the Joker now. Yeah. All right, Omar, Prince of Thieves or Men in Tights? Oh my god, that is such a hard question to answer. Man, it's kind of Bryan Adams. Everything I do for you. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
I gotta go with Robin Hood, or Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I love that movie. It's got such an awesome score. Was it Howard Shore, I think? And Untouchables is an amazing movie. Absolutely. Yeah. Omar, I was rooting for the tornado in Man of Steel. That's so cold. Costner had tears. More pause. Yes, I paused with Kevin Costner.
Paused for the Kevin Costner.
Am I the only one? They take on Pa Kent was awful, but it was Costner. It wasn't Costner's fault. It had a lot to do with the writing too. Dawson's Creek or Party of Five. For what, Drew? To watch on my elevator ride down the hill? What are we talking about here? Because they both sound. Or I didn't watch any of these. You, Amanda, you look like a Dawson's Creek girl.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it, but I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
There we go. That's the right answer. Us kids in the 80s know that the only decent westerns was Young Guns and Young Guns 2, baby. That's right. Or as the ladies called it back in the 80s, Young Buns, because there's nothing but the young actors in those movies, like Lou Diamond Phillip, Sylvester Stallone, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen. Who else was? Christian Slater was in the second one. Who else was in those movies? Oh my gosh, he was in the original. No, his son, Kiefer Sutherland, Lost Boys. Yeah. What did you think of the last Blade Runner film? It was excellent, man. It was excellent. I liked it. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Waterworld was his best movie by far. I don't agree with that. People are saying Party of Five. Man of Steel was a dumpster fire of hot garbage. Dang. Can't polish a turd with special VFX. Hashtag.
Didn't you do it wasn't really that bad for Man of Steel too? Because I had the Henry Cavill in the shower gif that I kept bringing back.
I love Men in Tights, man. I love Men in Tights. It's such a good movie. I quote it all the time.
We're men in tight. Come on.
Dude, Blinken.
Cassidy Bell.
Blinken hits the tree and he's like, I can see again. And then he hits it and he's like, nope, never mind.
Where's that comedy? Where is that comedy?
Dave Chappelle was in a young
Dave Chappelle was in that. It's so weird.
Blinken had his boobs on. Like one was down here. They were like, dude, Blinken, fix your boobs. You look like a bloody Picasso. Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about that. And Kurt Russell. He was in that movie with Kurt Russell. All right. Emilio Estevez. There we go, Hamza.
That's very well done.
And I'm not even pronouncing Charlie Sheen's name right. That's not even his name.
So I am impressed by that.
What was that?
Mm-hmm. I said you pronounced it better than Tucson.
Well, I try.
I try.
Say Abe Lincoln. Oh, yes, you got it too, man. Disturbing Behavior is a cult classic that predicted the future. That's true. Batmanda, Someone After My Own Heart. May I recommend Lady Hawk? I love Lady Hawk. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. It was what is that movie? I know you like it. It's got a lot of Queen music. It's got Knight's Tale. It was a Knight's Tale for the 80s though, because it had like modern rock music and it was a fantasy movie. I loved it.
Awesome. Okay, I've never seen that.
Truxton, Arizona. Shut up, Hamza. You lost your arms. Yeah, you lost your arms in battle, but you grew some pretty nice boobs. What a great.
Oh my god.
Carlos Sheen Estevez. That's right. Lincoln Vampire Slayer. That was a fun movie. What other movies what other movie news did we have?
What other movie news? Do we have any more? Let's see. Apparently in a recent interview, yep, I'll be back. Hugh Jackman had hinted that there might be multiple Wolverines in the Deadpool 3 movie, which is going to be starting to shoot soon. That's a weird way to say that. It's shooting soon. So they're going to start filming Deadpool 3, which we know is guaranteed to be rated R. And there might be like more than one version of Wolverine in it, played by Hugh Jackman. He said he's going to have to start working out again.
He's going to start working out. I mean,
he's going to start eating the right foods. Yeah,
I'm sure he's like, this is the last time. Like every time he's pumping out, he's like, last time, man. We're not doing this again. This is bullshit. Come on, you're too old for this. Thought you meant Highlander. No, not that movie. And Highlander was quite excellent. Knight's Tale was Heath Ledger. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I so wish that Machete Kills had done well enough to give us a Machete Kills in Space, and then we would have had this beautiful trilogy. 1995 Ghost in the Shell was excellent to this day, man. It's great. I like the manga better, but it was good. It's not as good as Scarlett Johansson's version of Ghost in the Shell.
Shut up! I knew you were going to say. Are you going to say
plays a true Asian?
That one. Shit.
Scarlett Johansson. What the hell were they thinking? Huge jacked man. That's right, baby.
He might be. We'll see.
Oh, I've already watched that recently.
But he said,
last year.
What? Tombstone
and Wyatt Earp. I watched those almost like back to back. I love both movies, but Wyatt Earp gets a little more love.
Yeah.
Amanda, did you ever see the Western TV series The Young Riders, where Josh Brolin and Stephen Baldwin had early success? Might have been too early for you.
I think that's a little too early for me.
Did you watch Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman?
I did watch that though.
Nice.
That wasn't too early for me. Jane Seymour is a beautiful woman to this day.
May I interest you in a show called Virgin River? It's the exact same plot as Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, except it's modern time. It's great.
Is it really?
They do have two cons in Peru, Brian, you bastard. All right, let's start wrapping up, I think, right? Thoughts on 310 to you? Yeah, it was okay. I thought it was okay. Did you like it?
It was okay.
What's the Sam Raimi Western with Leonardo DiCaprio and Gene Hackman? Basic Instinct. What's her name?
What? Oh, Sharon Stone was in it.
Sharon Stone's in it. Yeah, it's good. It's good. The Quick and the Dead. The Quick and the Dead. That's a good one. I like that one. Can you dial back? Can you, Amanda? I don't think she can. She
No.
can. It's just there. Please be trolling about Sarge ScarJo. Oh my gosh, I am. You know, I've actually never seen that movie, so I don't know. And Firefly is the best space western by far. Yeah. Up there with Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star. I like both of those.
No, as sad as it is that we never got more than one season in that movie, Serenity, sometimes I'm like, maybe it's always for the best, because I was thinking about a lot of shows, like when they go on for too long, and then I stop watching them after a certain time because it's like, I don't like where this plot's going, and I just feel like it's not for me anymore, and then I just stop watching. And I feel like that would have ended up happening if it had kept going. So I am glad, maybe in a little bit of a way, that it ended where it did.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it sucks that we didn't get enough, and I know how some people feel about Joss Whedon now, and I respect that. But exactly. Back then, it was everything. Firefly was everything.
Yeah.
But I think it didn't get a chance to get bad.
That's true.
It ended semi-good, and then we had the movie to wrap up some loose story plots. But it's just it never got a chance to get bad. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Ghost Rider is the coolest. We need another. Do we still got that GIF? Amanda, please tell me Melanie did not.
I don't believe anything.
Every time I ask for my GIF, it's my birthday month. How is the GIF missing?
Oh my gosh! I found the GIF that they deleted it.
Who is they?
I kept the Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't need that crap.
They kept that.
Get that out of my face. All right, I need to cleanse my palate. There we go.
Oh, they kept that, but not the most important GIF.
No, you're right. They kept that one. Maybe she feels bad. She's like, Firefly just stole from Outlaw Star. Oh my gosh, somebody in a suitcase. Just one thing. RoboCop being in future Detroit, but filmed in Dallas. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I was asked to watch the test screening for Ghost in the Shell live action trailer at a local theater and give feedback. Had to wear these fancy glasses, sign an NDA, and had my reaction recorded. You loved it then. Let's do RoboCop next. Gabriel, how are you, buddy? And where's my buddy Leo? That's who I miss doing.
Yeah, where's Leo at?
Just binge watched 10 of your videos. Just started collecting comics and so excited. Some of the series you've talked about. Thank you so much, man. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the books too. What's up, Chi-Town? Man, people are just chiming in now.
Yeah.
Original Avatar plot is just dances with wolves.
Yes.
Like, everybody says that.
No.
Wear by the hat? What did we talking about here? Something I haven't heard in the last two. Nick Cage was so dedicated that he lit his head on. No, that is not true at all. RoboCop 3. Actually, I'll take RoboCop 3 over the RoboCop remake. I'll take RoboCop 3 over that. Leo is busy writing his Q&A. I love that kid, man. I miss that kid. I haven't seen Mando. No. I may go and see it while I edit.
Yeah.
Anything else, Amanda, before we wrap up the kickoff to my birthday month? And what are we doing next?
Next week? Wow, that's up to you, buddy, because it's your birthday month.
All right. So anything, right?
Yes.
Most pause moments in movies.
Oh, God. Okay.
You got to watch the scenes. And we got to dissect them and pop them up on screen.
Do I really want to get demonetized? That you guys were talking about?
No, you don't. All right. Let's see. We did sci-fi this month or this week. Maybe we can do fantasy next week.
Oh, I like that. I'm a big fan of
fantasy, including Lady Hawk. So we will see. Big thank you to Amanda for putting up with my taste in movies and
you have good taste in movies.
I do, thank you, and you as well. With a couple of exceptions we don't have to agree with.
Maybe in December I'll make you do whatever I want you to do for movies and TV.
You mean Christmas movies?
Oh, see, I always get the shaft. Okay.
Something I haven't heard in the last 2 minutes. Omar mentioning about his brother. Dude, you sound like my brother. My brother says the same thing. He's like, I hate March so much because I have to hear Omar talk about his GD birthday month every freaking day, especially when he's drinking. Go ahead, Amanda. Sign us off.
All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us all on our social media channels. Remember to check us out on Spreadshop for some great near mint condition merchandise. And also check us out on Patreon for $1 a month or more. You can support us on everything that we do here. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Good journey, everyone. We will see you next week with one of Omar's other favorite films in the fantasy genre.
That's right. I'll put the poll up.
I wish we had music to play when that happened, like fantasy music.
Fantasy, like
Howard Shore, like Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
What was that? That was really good. You sounded just like